mortgage program. Today we're going to learn how to complete an attachment R. First thing I want to share with you is you would go to our website, which is www.mmp.maryland.gov. When you're on our home page, you're going to click on Professional Portal, and then in the red toolbar, you're going to click on the word Documents. One of the first things I want to show you on the documentation screen is there's 3 yellow boxes, and the yellow box all the way to the right is called a Program Code Guide. This is very, very resourceful, not only when you're doing the attachment R, but even when you're doing an original reservation. This gives you the bond series and the program code guide, and on here it'll show you what the program codes are. For example, like on the First Time Advantage, there's a different program code and bond series for a conventional, government, and the FHA credit score of 640. Then there's a different program code if you're going to add the Freddie Mac product, which is the Special Assistant Grant for the 1500 or the 25. Then if you look on the flex side, there's a lot of options there too. Government, conventional, FHA credit, if you're going to add the MCC, if you're going to do the SAG. So the program code guide is very, very resourceful, even when you're doing your original reservation. The reason why you would be doing an attachment R is when you have to make a change to your reservation, whether it be adding a middle initial, junior or senior, a correct spelling, the address, adding a way, circle, or road. You can't go back into the original reservation screen and make a change. The only way you can do it is by coming to our website, coming into the document section, and completing this attachment R. We'll click on the attachment R here. That's the first item under the document screen. When you are completing the attachment R, please, I ask you to please type it and don't write. It's very hard sometimes to read people's penmanship, and it makes it a lot easier if it's typed out. Please make sure in the first section that you are typing the borrower's name, the address, the lender's information, the contact person, the phone number, extension, fax number, and email address. The next section, please make sure you're putting the first mortgage reservation number so we know what loan this is making an attachment R to. This is where you would make any changes where you originally reserved a loan for a loan amount and now you're changing it to a different loan amount. And then also you're pointing out too because the sales price changed. So don't forget to note that as well, because if it changed, you have to put what it was originally and what it's being changed to. Also, the next section talks about the change program and the rate. This is really important because the rate is based off of the date of the original reservation. So if you reserved a loan on June 1st, and now you're going in later in June and making a change to the program code because either now you're switching it from government to conventional or to the FHA credit of 640, or maybe now you're literally going from a First Time Advantage to a flex product, or you're adding the SAG. Which SAG are you adding, the 1500 or the 2500? Are you adding an MCC? Are you literally changing the whole product? When you do the program code change, you have to make sure that you also notate what the rate is, because it's not going to be the same rate as today's change. You're using the rate for your new program code change based off of the original reservation date. So that's where you get the rate for this program change, back to the original reservation date. Also point out to, please make sure you notate what the reason is. If it was a mistake, or the borrower decided to go from a government to a conventional product, or they just wanted to maybe add the MCC or the SAG on, just please explain what the reason is. The next section is really important. This is where you would have a borrower that was actually qualified and met all the eligibility requirements, but maybe now something happened with the property. Maybe there was a flood or a fire, or there's squatters, or maybe the sellers said that they were going to make repairs and they are now saying that they don't want to make repairs. So the borrower qualifies and is eligible, but now they don't want that property. Two important things I want to point out to you. I want you to refer to the directive. The directive number is 2017-3. It's our lender compensation and delivery. When you do a reservation, the clock starts ticking. And the day that you sell the loan and it is purchased by U.S. Bank is a 60-day window. If you exceed having your loan purchased in the 60 days, this directive will indicate to you that the lender's compensation is decreased for another time period. So I want to point out to you, if you have to change a property, you have two options. The first option is the lender requests that the original reservation be deleted. And upon a written request, of approval from the single family housing, the lender should reserve a loan on the new property, and the loan will receive that current interest rate. So whatever the rate is for the day, so that means you lost your old rate. If you selected the other box that says the lender requests to keep the original reservation as being retained, that means you're keeping the original rate of your reservation, and you also are aware of the fact that you're still within that 60-day to make sure it gets purchased within the 60 days. So you have the option of deciding which box you want to do. Start all over, start your whole new 60 days at a new rate, or stay with the same rate but be aware of that 60-day time to make sure you don't exceed from purchase with U.S. Bank. When you are substituting a property, the following documentation needs to be submitted with this form: a release from the previous contract, a copy of the new contract, documentation concerning the reason for the substitution, and do not send anything else. No other additional docs, just these three noted. Underneath, when you look at the assigned reservation from another lender, we actually need the assignment letter, including the loan information and the name of the new lender, and the form has to be from their original lender. So it has to be the original lender must be attached to this form. So that letter is coming from the original. If you're canceling the first mortgage reservation, we need to know that you want to do that and what the reasoning is for. Again, you're checking off the applicable boxes. On page 2, this is if you have a second mortgage. Please put the second mortgage reservation. Please, again, note what the program code guides are that you're changing. And also, if you're changing it on the DSELP from the standard $5,000 to the 3%, then again, that loan amount is going to change. Don't use change, only use dollars, round down. If you're adding house keys for employees or smart keys or the builder, which is the BDIP, or the community partner, which is CPIP, you have to fill out what these partner match contributions are, who the partners are, and again, what the contribution is. Again, on the bottom part, it says include a copy of any supporting documentation for the second mortgage program. Also, if you want to cancel the second mortgage reservation, please indicate you want to and put the reason. Please, very important, make sure you sign it and date this form. If you ever have any questions in reference to the Lender Compensation Loan Delivery Directive dated 2017-03, on the back side of that is Carl Metzger. You feel free to reach out to him. If you ever have any questions about completing the attachment R, or the mailbox up top is where you email it to, you would reach out to Jamie Darr, JAMIE.DARR @MARYLAND.gov. When Jamie receives your attachment R, if she has any questions, that's why the contact information is important. She'll reach out to you to make sure. When she completes the attachment R, she has 24 to 48 hours to complete this. She will email you to let you know that it's been done. Please print out the email that she sends, attach it to the attachment R because your processor may need it as part of their loan submission. We want to thank you very much for your business, and if you have any other questions, do not hesitate to reach out to Jamie in reference to completing the attachment R. Thank you so much, and have a great day.